Hey guy lovers, welcome back to where we explore all things feline. With some estimates suggesting up to 80% of all domestic house cats are tabby cats, it might be easy to overlook their particularities. However, despite being so ubiquitous, no two tabby cats are the same, and there are many interesting details behind their beautifully patterned coats. If you enjoy learning about cat facts, behaviors, tips, and more, subscribe so you never miss a video. Now, let's discuss 8 things that make tabby cats so uniquely special. Number 1. Tabby is not a cat breed. One of the biggest misconceptions about tabby cats is that they are a breed. However, tabbies can be almost any breed, leading to much variation in their appearance. Tabby cats can come in a large variety of colors, shapes, and sizes. They can range from the tiny 4 to 8 pound Singapura cats to massive Maine Coons reaching up to 20 pounds. They can also be brown, gray, orange, practically any cat coat color you can think of, as well as long-haired, short-haired, and anything in between. So, that leads us to the question, what makes a tabby a tabby? With all the differences, there are several key things tabbies have in common. Their unique coats and signature M on their forehead, both of which we'll dive into later. Number 2. All cats have tabby genes. You may be surprised to learn that all cats possess the gene for tabby markings, but not all cats exhibit the tabby coat. To explore this, we need to discuss genetics. All cats have a gene known as the agouti gene, which controls whether the fur will be patterned or solid, though it may not always be expressed. The dominant allele A codes for the tabby pattern, while the recessive or non-agouti allele lowercase a codes for a solid coat. So, if a cat has capital A or capital A lowercase a alleles, they will express a tabby patterning. Only if they have 2 recessive alleles, lowercase a and lowercase a, will they have a solid coat. So, surprisingly, more cats have the coding for a tabby coat than a solid coat. However, some tabby coats are more visible than others. Sometimes, even if a cat has the genetic expression for a tabby pattern, it might manifest as ghost stripes, meaning they are barely visible. This is especially common in cats with darker coat colors. Sometimes black or dark brown cats will exhibit tabby patterns, but they are only visible in the sun. Number 3. All orange cats are tabby cats. Interestingly, all orange cats are technically tabby cats, even the ones that look solid. The gene for orange fur is linked to the tabby gene, so the tabby pattern is always present, even if faint, in cats expressing orange pigment. Like the tabby gene, the orange gene is similarly dominant, and it inhibits the non-agouti or non-tabby gene. This is similarly related to the reasoning behind why most orange cats are male, with some estimates suggesting only 20% of solid orange cats are female. Just like the tabby and orange genes are linked, the orange gene is also connected to a cat's gender, since the coding of the fur color is on the X chromosome. If you recall from middle school biology, males have XY chromosomes, while females have XX chromosomes, meaning females have 2 copies of the X chromosome, while males only have 1. Since orange is dominant, a male cat only needs their single X chromosome to carry the gene. Females, on the other hand, would need both X chromosomes to carry the orange gene to express a solid orange coat. Most of the time, this results in calico and tortoiseshell coats in females, and is also why these cats almost exclusively are female, as the genetics to express bicolored coats, white, orange, and black for calico cats, and orange and black for tortoiseshells, requires 2 variations of the same gene, and therefore 2 X chromosomes rather than 1. So what looks to be a solid orange cat is actually a tabby, and probably male. While their markings might be faint or barely visible at all, they have all the hallmarks of the tabby. From the coat markings, usually with the ticked pattern and the classic M on the forehead, both of which we'll explore more in depth below. Number 4. The 4 coat patterns. While tabbies can come in any coat color, their coat patterns can be sorted into 4 official coat patterns: classic, mackerel, spotted, and ticked. While some patterns are immediately recognizable, others can be much more subtle and are often mistaken for different coat types altogether. However, each tabby pattern has its own unique appearance and charm, which we'll explain next. Classic tabby. The classic tabby is often known as the boldest and distinctive coat color. This coat, also referred to as marbled or blotched coat, is identifiable by its striking, eye-catching swirling patterns. These swirls are typically quite bold and elaborate, leading to their classic distinction. While all tabby cats are different, classic tabbies usually have a target design on them, a smaller circle inside a larger circle, making them even more recognizable. Mackerel tabby. Mackerel tabby coats are most common and are identified by their signature stripes. There is some debate in the cat community about whether or not this coat should be designated as the classic coat rather than the marbled coat. This is because it is the most common and therefore often associated with tabby cats over other coat designs. But semantics aside, the mackerel coat is equally as distinctive for its beautiful appearance with solid or broken stripes around the body and full rings around the legs and tail. These cats typically also have darker spots running along their bellies. Spotted tabby. While mackerel tabbies have some spots, the spotted tabby beats them out. As the name suggests, these cats' coats are dotted with spots varying in size and frequency. These spots are typically well organized, arranged into lines or patterns. Interestingly, sometimes spotted tabbies will have spotted tails, but others will have striped rings. Fun fact, even though a cat can be spotted with a striped tail, they cannot be striped with a spotted tail, ticked tabby, or the agouti cat. Unlike the classic or mackerel tabbies, which have very distinct and easily recognizable coats, the ticked tabby coat is the hardest to identify. At first glance, the coat can appear to be solid in color, and it doesn't have any stripes, spots, or swirls that are characteristic of tabby cats. Instead, ticked tabbies are agouti cats, which means the individual hairs have two or more bands of colors, usually alternating between light and dark. This can lead to a stunning iridescent effect, in which case the cats look like they're glimmering, especially in the sunlight. Occasionally, ticked tabbies will have stripes on their legs or tails, but they might also be entirely agouti. Number 5, their M-spot. Aside from their coats, the most distinct and perhaps iconic feature of tabby cats are the M markings on their foreheads. This characteristic trait is one of the easiest ways to identify a tabby cat. Even though their coats may differ in color and pattern, all tabby cats have the M marking on their forehead. This universal feature is both unique in appearance and a beautiful identifier of the tabby cat. And it hasn't gone unnoticed throughout history. Mysterious origins. Many different cultures over the years have attributed the M to various sources, with some suggesting it has powerful and even magical origins. The ancient Egyptian word for cat is ma, and as such, some suggest that the M on their forehead represents their name and reflects their revered status in ancient Egyptian culture. A Christian legend says the M is thought to be the mark of Mary, Jesus' mother. Just to be clear, this story is not biblical, but for fun, the legend says that the tabby cat snuggled baby Jesus in the manger, and Mary petted their foreheads as a mark of gratitude, leaving behind the signature M. Islamic legend states that the Prophet Muhammad had a tabby cat named Muetza, who saved him from a venomous snake. To honor him, Muhammad marked his forehead with an M and granted cats their abilities to always land on their feet. What all these stories have in common is the theme of gratitude. So many have come to regard the M as a sign of respect and good luck. Whether you believe that the M is simply the result of genetics or perhaps something deeper, tabby cats have undoubtedly left their mark on our histories and stories. Number 6, they look like wild cats. With their unique coats, tabby cats are often known for their close resemblance to wildcats, from mackerel tabbies, who often resemble tigers or African wildcats, to spotted tabbies looking like a smaller version of a jaguar or panther. Tabbies are often the closest relatives to wildcats in appearance. This can be even more pronounced depending on the breed of the cat, as some cats are closer in appearance to their wild ancestors than others. The Egyptian Mao, for example, which is always a spotted tabby, has a muscular build and is often said to resemble ocelots or bobcats. As we discussed, the tabby gene is dominant, meaning it is easily passed down, though it is not a stretch to imagine the coats of the wild ancestors of domestic house cats looked very similar to those today. Number 7, their camouflage ability. Aside from their beauty, the coats of tabby cats also make for excellent camouflage. Because of their patterns, spots, stripes, and swirls, tabby cats often blend into their surroundings with ease. While this isn't as important for domestic house cats today, it was probably a crucial aspect of survival for their wild ancestors. Domestic house cats trace their heritage back to the African wildcat, with some research placing their direct ancestors around the Fertile Crescent in Egypt between 10,000 to 12,000 years ago. The African wildcat likely used tall grasses and bushes to hide from predators and stalk prey, so their unique patterning was useful for blending in. As we previously discussed, tabby cats often closely resemble wildcats like leopards, tigers, and panthers, all whose coats have evolved to camouflage with their surroundings. Number 8, the origins of their name. The origin of the name tabby has just as interesting a history as the cats themselves. The word first became popular for describing cats in the 17th and 18th centuries, but it originated in the Tabby district in Baghdad, from the Arabic word for that area, Tabby. This neighborhood was known for its production of fine silks, so much so that the fabrics were named after it. The word evolved into the French word tabiz, and from there into the word we are familiar with today, tabby. It is thought that it became associated with cats because of its unique pattern on the coat that resembled the silk fabrics coming from Baghdad. Even though tabbies are the most common coat type, they are by no means ordinary. Now, we would love to hear from you. After hearing this, do you agree that tabby cats are uniquely special? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this interesting, we invite you to check out another video next. We'll see you there, cat lovers.